That's so good. Let's go to the next question. The next question is: do you think that men modernized the world so much that women started to feel like they don't need men anymore? It's a loaded question. Do you feel like that? Or no, I don't feel like this. This is what happened. Why they really saying they don't need a man? Go ahead.
I don't think the world. I think I saw some a post kind of similar to that where
I
they was
said
talking
something
about,
like that. I said something
yeah,
like that, but go ahead.
where the world has been so modernized that women feel they don't need a man. But if you look, if you really, I'm a history buff. A lot in the background of these great accomplishments in the world, there was
Come
a
on.
woman. There was
Okay.
really a woman.
So therefore so you try to say women started wars too.
No, I ain't saying
Oh,
that.
you
I'm
don't
not
get the
saying that.
negative. Oh, they didn't do the negative. They did all
No,
the
don't get
positive
me
stuff.
wrong. We do
Come
have
on
women.
now.
Now, I'm a veteran, so I know my military history. We do
Right.
have women who participated in some scandalous stuff in the
Right.
wars. But what I'm saying is, in everything, it's not just one sex. It is if we like we want to portray. It's
All
not
right. So
just the
so
man
so
or
let
the
me
woman.
so let me explain what I'm saying. So who are the plumbing system? Who are mostly plumbers?
Man,
Men.
Mhm.
Who when it comes to paving the streets and digging the ditches, who are doing that?
you got women holding the signs, flipping them back and forth.
That is true. Now they are. They weren't doing
Mhm.
it. If you go 10 years ago, they
Yeah,
weren't
yeah,
doing
yeah,
that.
yeah.
They weren't
Mm-mm.
doing that. But they'll hold the side though.
Yeah, the stop and the go.
Why? Because they need an extra man to be in the ditch somewhere. All the dangerous jobs that make society run are run by men. Now you're gonna get some flack back from ladies. Ladies, I know you're gonna say, I know what you're gonna say. Oh, well, women could do it too, but y'all not doing it.
Oh, but we are.
They doing it now.
Now look, like I
They
just
doing it
said,
now.
I'm a Navy
Are they
veteran. I know a
though?
lot of women who doing men jobs and
All
who on the
right,
front line
all right,
holding a rifle.
all
They
right.
Don't
doing
So
it.
come for me.
okay,
Nah, come on.
let's go to the statistics then. I'm glad you brought that up because I'm a military brat myself. I wasn't in the military, but I was about to go in, but I didn't do it. So, but I do know the statistics. 95% of military deaths are still men. 92% of workplace deaths are still men. Men are committing suicide at a higher rate.
I'm not
You see
knocking
what I'm
the
saying?
statistics,
So
but
this, so
go ahead. I'm sorry.
You make them
no, go
sound
ahead,
bad,
go ahead.
man.
I'm not knocking the statistics. You're right, but I'm saying we can't
Cell,
say it's just men. No, we in
cell
there.
phones to even talk to you right now, to you being on this show, brought to you by men. Cell
Nah,
phones to even argue
I'm
the
mad at that
fact.
look.
Don't even to even argue the fact that on social media and be texting all crazy is brought to you by men. So have the men modernize the world so much. Think about what happens in the toilet. You know how what we had to do back in the day before the toilet system and all that. That joke was crazy. Women weren't doing that. That was a man's job. So have we modernized? And women ain't gonna do it. I was talking to my wife. We was watching a show. I think the show is called. It's on Netflix. It's called "Take a Breath" or "Breathe" or something like that. Where the
Mhm.
girl fall down in a plane and she stranding on somewhere by herself.
Oh, I ain't seen that.
And well, my wife said, "Man, if that happened to me, I don't know what to do. I'm just gonna lay there." And most of the time, that's how it is. We didn't civilize the world so much to where women like, I don't need men. Let me give you this argument. This one girl gave me a crazy argument online. She said, well, see, this is why we don't need men. Because I had a good friend of mine. She went to the sperm bank and she had a baby on her own. What?
Where the sperm came from?
What right? Where the sperm came from? See, we done modernized the world so much. Where the
A blue
sperm came from?
whale?
Where the doggone sperm bank building came from? A group of construction men, mainly. They might have had one girl holding the sign.
She was taking
Lunch orders.
inventory,
And see, I can't with y'all. I did not with y'all.
But this is
yeah.
just the truth.
She
It's
was
like
taking attendance.
she was taking
You know what, Kendrick?
no, seriously though, like it's this. These are just facts, and so I feel like that's why it's a loaded question because I feel like men have modernized the world so much. Women like it's like I hate to make this comparison because I don't want to say women ain't children, but even though they act like it sometimes, but they ain't children. They ain't children, but
Okay.
it's like when you growing up it's like when you growing up your kids and your kids start feeling themselves like Kendra said at 13 started feeling himself. Right. And so they saying, oh, I don't need you, parents. I don't need you no more. That's kind of how like women are when they say they don't need men. They feeling themselves because the parents have made it so cushion for you as a kid. You start feeling yourself when you get 15, 16. Oh, I don't listen to y'all no more. I'm feeling myself. I'm strong now. I'm growing into myself. So ain't no more spankings. You see what I'm saying? Same thing with women. Women growing up saying, "Oh, I got cell phone. I got stuff. I'm all sufficient by myself." Knowing that the car that you drive brought to you by men, the road that you drive the car on brought to you by men, all the ditches so your house won't flood brought to you by men. You see what I'm saying? All this stuff we done modernize it so much, you feel like, oh, I don't need a man. You guess what happens though? If somebody break into your house, who you calling? The police. And guess who go probably most likely you want to come? A man.
No, because I can shoot a moving target in the dark.
And those guns are brought to you by men.
I'm just playing.
You see what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Either way, if you don't have a gun or not, either way, it's a man that you had to look to.
Well, if when you put it that way, then I would agree. You're right. It's a loaded question. Then I would agree. Yeah, the world is modernizing it up to where we don't need it. Then I would answer the question. Then where we would not need a man.
Yeah, and I feel like disclaimer: we both need each other. Men need women too.
Definitely,
we need y'all to take care of the babies and carry on the civilization. While
it's so much more to us than that.
I didn't say. I agree with her. Of course,
so much more.
Of course, we need y'all to do that. But if y'all needed to be home with the babies, we got it. I'm just letting you know we got it. We really, if there's an argument to be made, and this is just me being facetious, if there's an argument to be made, we will survive longer without y'all than you're all without us.
You really think that?
We know how to do everything already.
Statistics say that women live longer than men. That's what
yeah, in a civilized and modernized society.
No, that's always been the statistic.
Go back to desert island. I forgot what it's called. And they drop men and women by themselves on an island by themselves with nothing. The women were about to kill themselves because what happened is they contaminated their drinking water and they had to come and rescue them.
That's what Peter, happened. You ain't giving women enough credit now.
No, they can do stuff. But guess what? Everybody has their strengths and weaknesses.
That's why we need each other.
That's why we need each other at the end of the day.
Exactly.
But to blatantly say, "Oh, I don't need men," come on now, ladies. You need us. We need y'all,
and y'all need us.
Right? We need each other because where I'm weak, you are strong. Where you're weak, I am strong.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what it is. But they don't want to admit that part, the weak part. They don't want to admit that they're weak.
And that goes back to it being a defense mechanism.
Because somebody hurt them.
Exactly.
Yeah, but you can't take that out on me though.
Right. Yeah. No, but and let's go back now. Women are emotional creatures. First. We are very emotional creatures. That's our nature. Women have been hurt so much and so many times, not just by men they're in sexual relationships with, but think about that father-daughter relationship. That's your first. My daddy was my first love.
Right.
And he's dead and gone, but that is my heart to this day. That's my heart. And my daddy showed me love initially. Now, think of little girls who didn't know their daddy. They never got to experience that unconditional love.
Right.
So they grow up with father issues, and they go out into the street and they look to men, and they end up getting hurt. So they build up walls, and they keep building up walls, and they keep building up walls, and this hardness becomes a defense mechanism. So I'm gonna tell you what my mentality went to. I'm gonna treat you how your boy treated me. You want to play games? Let me show you how to play, boo. Because a woman, truth is, our minds are very complex. We think different.
That's why Rick James said. That's why Rick James said, cold-blooded.
Cold-blooded.
So when we get with the next dude, we like, I'm gonna one up you. I'm not gonna give you the time of day to hurt me. Yeah, so I'm gonna treat you like a N-word.
Right. So check it though. So when you do it like that, that next dude could be a good dude, but you treat him like crap. Guess what you're doing to that dude? You turning him into the same thing that you don't like.
So
when he get to the next woman, guess what he gonna do to
her? It's a repeating cycle.
Right.
And like Peter said earlier, it's about learning to love yourself. And also therapy, healing. You have to go figure out like what caused you so much pain.
So answer me this. You brought up therapy, and that's good that you brought that up. There is a wave of women, and it's not all women, but there's a wave of women saying, "Oh, I can heal myself." What is your take on that? Are we even equipped there? I mean, I don't want to do a leading question, but I'm not in court, so I can lead the question. So, can we really heal ourselves, or do we need professional help? Because if we could heal ourselves, we would heal ourselves already.
Yeah, I don't.
Yesterday.
I think the process, when you say healing yourself, I think there's a process you go through, but I feel like you have to have an outside person, that outside opinion who can tell you, who can help you put that mirror in front of yourself and see you for real. Because see, I don't think real healing can happen unless you see the ugliness of yourself.
But you know what? And that's correct. Because my therapist said our last session, because I go to therapy. I'm a champion for therapy. Go to therapy. I wasn't always, but I went as a kid. And then, as I'm older man, I'm in my 30s, I started going back to therapy. My wife was pushing me, say, you need to go to therapy because there's some things. And I said, oh, I'm getting there. I'm not nothing against therapy. I'm getting there, So, but yeah, she was saying that people don't like to face that, so they don't go to. That's why they don't want to go to therapy. It's not like it's if therapy was a lot easier and you didn't have to face yourself. That's why a lot of people try to do it on their own. So they only could face themselves when they want to face themselves, not when they need to face themselves. You see what I'm saying? So they get on social media and they see a post that make them face themselves. And that's how we have the problems that we have on social media. And all I said was words.
They were trigger words to them though.
Right. And if you go to therapy, you realize ain't nobody in control of your triggers but you. Right. But they ain't going to therapy, so they don't know this. So they think you supposed to be in control of their triggers. See, and that's why I say you need professional help.
Sweatpants, hair tied, chillin' with no makeup on. The best when you're the prettiest. I hope that y'all take it.